Welcome back to another episode of the Adventures of FoxFoil. Today we are going to be working on building a new cactus farm because, let's be honest, the old farm is a little boring and we can make it a lot bigger and a lot more epic looking. So, in order to do that, we need to get a few resources together. For this project, one of the main building blocks is going to be deep slate, and right now we only have about just this one double chest of cobbled deep slate, so we're going to need to go down and get quite a bit more in order to build this project. After we get the deep slate, the next thing that we need to get is a lot more warp stem, because look at this, we've only got about 55 here. We're going to need a lot more for this project. We will also use the warp fence, but we need more of the warp stem in order to do some of the other blocks because we've been using it a lot and we're just about out. I finished gathering up everything that we need, and we should have it all in these shulker boxes. We've got deep slate, we've got wood, we've got some other deep slate, we've got calcite, we've got a bunch of stuff that is all ready to go. And I think that we can go ahead and get started building this farm. So let's get over there and get started. Looking over here at the two builds that we've done so far, we've got the mob farm here, we've got the bamboo farm and super smelter here. And I think for the cactus farm, we are going to build it right over there. Before we get over to where we're going to build the cactus farm, I wanted to show you this little thing that I put together in order to help our super smelter fully go through all of the items that are in this minecart. So what I've worked out is that if we have items in this chest, it's going to activate this piston and it's going to run just like normal. But because I added this comparator here, as soon as this chest gets down to having no items in it, it's going to cause this piston to retract. And with the piston retracted, then the minecart is free to go back and forth and empty out all of the items into the super smelter. So I've built one on each side over here. I'll need to eventually do the same over there, but we're not going to do that today. I just wanted to show you how I had managed to work it out so that way this thing will continue to function properly. This is a strange hole in the ground. Actually, I made this hole. What it is marking the center of where our build is going to go, and it's going to line up nicely with the center of our bamboo farm. And the reason that we have that lined up is so that it's in the correct spot in relation to where our mob farm is. And we'll be able to come out over here and you'll see that we'll have this bamboo farm on this side of the mob farm. And then this one is going to come up on this side. So that's kind of the plan that we're going with right now for this area to get it all developed up. And what we need to do now is lower this bit of land here, just a couple of layers. We got to build up this side over here, and we have to get the cactus farm all laid out. I've marked out the area where we're going to be building the cactus farm, and the farm is going to go right here in the center. This square around the outside marks the external area that the building is going to be resting on. So this area needs to be built up over here eventually. We're going to need to do something to go along the river as well. But for today, what we're going to focus on is getting the farm up and running. So we've got to dig out this center area and then get the terrain on top ready so that we can build our structure above it. So this area is looking a lot better now that we've got everything flattened out. We've got this area dug out for the cactus farm, and we have everything ready to go to be able to get started with the building. Now, the first thing that we need to do is get the collection system designed and put into place. So I need to get the beacon moved, and then we can get that set up. Down here, you can see that we've dug out this area, and the reason for this pattern is that when we place the water, it's going to go right here, and it'll cause all of the water to come down and end up in this center spot right here, so that when any of the cactus fall from where they're growing, they'll come right down here and end up in the center. Now, what we're going to do is, you can tell I've got some hoppers, and we're going to dig out a little area and take the hoppers over in that direction, I believe, and put them into an item elevator that'll send them up to where we can collect them. For this cactus farm, it's going to be based off of a design done by Pixel Riffs, and it's one that I did over in our main base area, and we're just going to make it a little bit bigger than that one, and I made a little bit of modifications because it is a bigger size. So what we're going to do is we're going to space out the cactus every 2 blocks going along here. This one is going to go up, and we just go along here, so that we're going to have a total of a row of 5 in a row this way. And it's going to be a total of 5 in a row across this way, obviously, because this is a square. So now we just need to fill it in. So there will be a total of 25 per layer. Now with these all filled in, the next thing that we need to do is place fence gates on top of all of these. And I'm not sure why I ducked, because I don't really need to duck in order to place them on here. Once they are all in place, then we're going to put sand on top of these fence gates. Now that we have the sand all in place, it should look something like this. You've got the sand resting on these fence gates. And the next thing that we need to do is place fence gates in the center, which are going to be what cause the cactus to break when it grows. We have the first layer complete, and now we need to just do it the rest of the way up to the top there, and we should be all done with getting the cactus farm in place. And we have all the layers in for the cactus farm, and it is looking pretty spectacular. You can see the cactus down there, that it's working pretty well too. So let's go down and we can see, I mean, look at how many have fallen, and I've been collecting this as I go along. So this thing is going to produce us a lot of cactus, and we're going to get a lot of green dye from them. Oh, there was one that just fell. Let's see, is there another one? Come on, there we go, right in front of us. Perfect. So I just went up to get water, and I mean, look at how many have already dropped down. We are going to get so much. This is going to be perfect. So what we need to do is place the water in each of these corners, and it should be enough to get everything going to the center. Let me just switch out this one, and we'll go over here. Come on, up, and there we go. Now that the cactus farm is all in place, the next thing that we need to do is build a structure that's going to signify that this is where the cactus farm is at. So I think the best way to do this is to do a time lapse, of course. So let's go ahead and get that started. We finished the build, and I think that this turned out really well. I'm so happy with having this completed, and I've done a little bit of work over here on the inside to be able to access the cactus farm. So we've got this pressure plate, and if we step on it, it opens up this door. So it's just a little piston door that I've set up here. Taking a look at the interior, there's still a little bit of work that needs to be done to make this place look better, but we're not going to do that today. Here's our cactus farm, and over here I have a way to get down so that we can see how much this cactus farm has produced. And if we just go down through the scaffolding, we should be able to, get down here. And here is the chest. And wow, I mean, we've made a lot of cacti. We're going to get a lot of green dye. I mean, this is just from building this project, and we've already got a chest, well, half a double chest, so just a chest, and that's all going to be good. Eventually, what I'm going to do is have a water elevator that'll bring the items up here, and then that way we don't have to go all the way down just to see what's inside. But that's kind of something for another day when we do the interior. But that is the cactus farm. I think that the structure turned out really well to signify where it's at. I'm really happy with that design. And it balances out this area. So we now have a building over here. We also have a building over on that side. And it's going to come together really well to have them both. Now, the other thing that I'll need to do in the future is decorate this area around where the river is. Because right now, I mean, this is just a wall of stone, very basic. This needs to get made to look a lot better. And what I need to do is work on what we're going to do there, because it's also going to kind of tie in with what we do over by where the bamboo farm is. But again, another project for another day. That's going to do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And until next time, see you later.